As soon as I open it, roaches. To where when I walked in the house,
did you scream?
You don't know my life, bro.
Welcome back to Econics Talks, guys.
When I pop up, everybody gonna be like, man, overnight success.
Lifestyle topics, entrepreneurship, and investing.
Are you serious about this? Because if you are, then I'm willing to back the business.
We want to inform you, educate you, and empower you so that you can maximize your life. Let's get started. What's up, everybody? I want to give a huge shout out to all the new supporters that have joined us this year, and I can never forget my day one, so shout out to y'all too. As most of you guys know, running an independent podcast takes a ton of time and energy. Now, if you ever benefited from an episode of this show or mini episodes and you'd like to support, you can do that by buying us a coffee. You can reach that by the support link in the show notes, or if you're following me or Econics on Instagram, it'll be in the link in the bio. And this will be used to cover any expenses that come with the show. I appreciate everything you guys have done, and this has been such a fulfilling year. Now, on to this episode. Welcome back to another episode of Econics Talks, guys. Today, we have Lamar Dula. He is the owner of San Francisco Upholstery Group. So welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you. So before we get started, y'all, just want to give you your credence as a business owner and what you've been able to accomplish over your career. And I think it's important that we tell your story so that we can show other people how we can make this thing happen wherever you are. So
Absolutely.
First things first question, we're gonna get right into it. So what was life like growing up for you, in your lifetime?
It was father and mother in the home. I had a sister, and I don't want to say typical because everybody comes from different background, but
yeah,
mom and dad were supportive. I moved around. My dad works for a company called IBM.
Okay.
And then he moved to a company called Kodak. So we were very fortunate to live in some different type of neighborhoods. I was always the only kid, and I had to kind of get along with what they did.
Yeah.
So I started playing soccer.
Wow.
So I'm a soccer player.
Okay.
And I wasn't a soccer player before, but I learned how to play. I didn't get picked. So they were doing the picking.
Yeah.
And this is in the neighborhood. So long story short, I practiced on my own so I could start getting picked.
Yeah.
I started getting picked. Then I started becoming the picker.
That's
so
how
it was good. So and then I took it to the next level, and I was good. I was different with the sport. I mean, I went to Europe. I was in Holland. I was in France. I was in Ireland.
What position did you play?
So I was pretty fast.
Okay.
I played up front.
Yeah.
And I was a winger.
So you had to be in shape.
I was in shape. I mean, every time you play soccer, a full soccer game, you run 5 miles per game.
It's crazy.
So I did that probably for the last 45 years I've been playing this game. Wow. And it's taken me some incredible places. It's taught me so many things. My Rolodex is deep from the connections that I have with this sport. Mm-hmm. And we're global. So you're talking from Colombia to Ireland to Scotland to Germany. To France.
Yeah, so that's helped you a lot in your business career too.
Yeah, it has, and I've been able to make some good connections for that.
That's
awesome.
So
the upbringing was good. I went to Chamberlain High School.
Okay.
And then I tried my
Chiefs, right?
Chiefs.
Y'all all right? They
changed it to the Storm.
Okay, but did they?
They changed because of the movement.
Wow,
it's crazy, man.
Oh wow, that's right.
They changed it to the Storm, but I just had my reunion.
Okay,
and we were all Chiefs there.
Yeah.
So
wow,
it was good to reminisce with those guys. But
okay,
my upbringing was, I think I was, back then they didn't diagnose us with ADHD. They kind of just said we were a little crazy. Mm-hmm. But I think I had ADHD. I was always the kid. I was always looking out the window.
Yeah.
And I should have been outside. I just didn't know what to do. So school was hard for me. Mm-hmm. There was 800 people in my class.
Wow.
I graduated at 792.
That's awesome.
So that means...
That isn't...
Listen, I was 8. 8 less from being at the bottom of my class.
That's okay.
You hear me?
That's okay.
I was 8 from the bottom.
Yep.
So... which goes to say that the school system.
Right. I tell people all the time, I struggled in school, ADHD. I really struggled with sitting down and focusing, but I knew I didn't have no other options. I had to finish. Yeah. But I graduated college with a 2.1 GPA. Yeah. I used to be so embarrassed about that, but then I realized nobody cares.
Nobody really cares.
It doesn't take away from my intelligence. Nobody asks you.
And you barely use half of what you learn in there. So
yes.
The whole education system needs to be completely revamped.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big promoter of going to college because I think it's kind of a waste of time. Mm-hmm. And some of the smartest people, as you know, didn't finish school. Yeah, dropped out. I mean, from Einstein to you name it.
It's interesting. I think college is a calculated risk. I think that for people who can afford to go and want to go to college, you should go, but understand what you're getting yourself into.
Correct.
You're taking out a loan.
Yes.
You're taking out a loan. You got to pay that back. Right. So if you're going to go and get a degree or go into a field that you don't necessarily need degrees, then you might want to rethink that. But if you want to be a doctor, you got to go to school to be a doctor.
You got to go to school.
Right. So certain professions require that you do it, but certain other ones, I hear a lot of people, I want to get an MBA. Why?
Right.
Unless you're in a corporation that requires you to get a degree,
correct.
Why spend the money to do it? You wasting your time.
And spend the time. It's
a waste.
It's a waste. So, I went through school and then I went to USF to go play soccer and had a good opportunity. I've always had a good outlook so I love life. I love people.
Yeah.
I'm a friend first. Help each other. I'm that kind of person. So I was always trying to find out about the next guy, the next thing, or what you doing?
Right.
Asking questions. So I think that intuitiveness got me into some other places as well too. But my growing up I was blessed.
Was that a skill you worked on, or was you just naturally?
No, I think it was embedded into me.
Yeah.
My father was very outgoing. My mom was more structured, but my dad was kind of crazy all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think it just inbred it in me.
Right. That leads me to my next question. Yes. So you speak about your parents, right? Yes. So mom was structured, dad was more like free-spirited.
Yes.
So were there any early signs of entrepreneurship from parents, or how was that influence going?
So the parents, you got to remember, our parents growing up was basically 8 to 5, go to work. They didn't teach me, and it's not to blame them or anything, because they didn't know.
Right.
You got to remember a lot of times being the only black guy on the soccer team and going to tournaments and then trying to figure out how to go to U.S. National to play on that. We didn't know the route, and there was no one helping us to know that route. So if you didn't know, you didn't know.
Right.
So, and they really didn't understand about owning a business and all that kind of good stuff. But the one great thing about being black, which I love it, is in our genes about having a side hustle.
Yes.
It's just what we do.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And the reason why I figured out that, because way back then, is that we had no choice. We had to figure something else out. We had to figure out another way. And I think all those generations before us just sort of kind of made it as part of our DNA.
Right.
It's just what we do.
Culturally, we got something going.
We just, there's just, you either have that uncle, that cousin, or that aunt, or mom, or sister, or brother that is working for a job, but man, this guy's selling popsicles out of his car.
Right.
CDs on the corner, or he's selling T-shirts, or it's something. And
CDs, I mean, bootleg CDs, anything.
It's just crazy. So we've always had it.
Yeah.
And we weren't taught to be able to take it to the next level. So I understood that early on that it is a game. What we do out here. So inside your house, inside your apartment,
right?
That's where you have your family, your wife, your husband, your sister, your brother, your mom and dad. That's where you do your thing. But when you put on your clothes, thank God first, put on your clothes, go to the mirror and have a talk with yourself. When you walk out that door, it is a game.
Yes, it is.
You either get played or you play. And you need people on both sides to show you not to get played, and you need people to show you how to play the game. If you don't, you're just gonna be
gonna get played all the time.
You're gonna be just getting played, or you're just gonna be normal.
You
just why can't you gonna have to save up for vacations? You're gonna have to wish to go to a different country, and you're just gonna have to accept what the norm is.
Right.
I felt inside of me that I was always different. Listen, I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a stuntman.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a movie actor. I wanted to be, you name it.
Yeah.
I mean, ride motorcycles. I wanted to race cars. Anything that was the coolest of the coolest.
Right.
You know, I want to work for Nike. I want to work for Adidas. I wanted to do everything. I mean, there's so much stuff that I wanted to do. So, that was part of how I am where I'm at today, because I just wanted to do so many things, and it was really hard trying to figure out how to hone that skill in.
Right. So where did food come in? Hospitality. How did that kind of play a role?
So the hospitality side came up because there was an opportunity.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so I own a commercial upholstery company. So I build restaurant booths.
Explain that, because the people don't even know what upholstery means. So explain.
So I own an upholstery company, and I'll pretend nobody knows what that is.
Yes.
So
please.
Everything that you put your butt on is covered with some kind of vinyl fabric.
Right.
And when you start to look into it, it's everything. You're talking golf carts. You're talking when you go to the dentist, the chairs that you sit in. You're talking about the operating table that you're laying on. You're talking hospitals. You're talking schools and the school chairs. You're talking the big giant dividing walls that are in hotel rooms that separate the rooms.
Yep.
From they open up a big ballroom door, making it into a small room. Those big giant dividing doors. It's all upholstery.
Wow.
And stadiums, they have upholstery seats. I mean, it's just.
It's a huge business. Sounds like
it's an incredible business.
Yeah.
And
nobody would think about.
And nobody thinks about it.
No.
So I fell into it, and I saw an opportunity.
You fell into it.
I fell into
How does that go? How do you fall into that?
So I worked for a company called K-Force, and I was a recruiter, and I recruited IT. So I was the guy that would call you up, and I would say, "Hey, Josh, listen, I know your background is on IT, but I've got another opportunity that will pay you double. Are you willing to relocate? This is what your skill set. Let's talk about. Can I call you at another time?"
Right.
And you would let me, and we would talk. So I was in the recruiting business for a little while, and I was doing pretty well with it. I was getting paid about $50,000 a year, and I was getting commission plus that. So I brought myself a VW. Okay. It had fabric. A friend of mine, he was working at this upholstery place. He's like, "Man, I'll hook you up. I'm going to put leather in it." I'm like, "Okay." Well, you know, and I know, whenever you go to a place that you're getting a hookup, you last.
Oh, yeah.
The first customers that are paying full price go first.
Yep, because that's money.
It's money. You get a hookup, you get a discount, so you don't get treated the same way. So it was about 3 months, Josh. I kept going in to see my boy, and I just couldn't get. Every time I walk in, he'd be like, "I can't do it. I can't do it right now. See you later." So long story short, when I went in the final time, I was like, "Hey man, listen, forget that. I'm full paying.
Yeah.
When I come in today, I'm full paying. I go in. He says, "Listen, why don't you come work for me?" "Oh, no, I'm a recruiter.
Yeah.
You can't match my." He almost doubled my salary, and I was like, "I don't know anything about cars. You don't have to. Just know about sales." I said, "Okay." I go to this upholstery company, and man, it was Greyhound buses coming in. It was boats, people bringing in.
Wow.
It was doctor chairs. It was people were bringing everything in. And I was like, well, how do people bring in restaurant furniture?
Right.
They can't McDonald's can't pick up their boots and bring it to you.
No, because they're bolted to
the ground. So I said, okay, how about this? How about if I go and do some outside sales? I did. It was profitable. Then I said, you know what? I think I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
So coming from I recruited some of the Mexican guys in the back. So listen, you don't have to quit the job. You just got to do my work for me at night.
Yeah.
So my first customer was McDonald's.
Okay.
I went to Casper Company. I don't know if you know who Casper is. Casper used to own about 90% of McDonald's in Tampa, from here to Jacksonville.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they owned like about 100 McDonald's.
So how did you get that? How did you like open up that relationship?
So
how do you have
I found out who the facility director was.
How? Like, do you Google them or phone book?
Yeah. I mean, really, there's no Google at the time.
Okay.
So I had to pick up the phone and ask, who is the facility director? The facility director is the guy that's in charge of the facility.
Right.
From the water to the cleanliness to painting to facility.
Right.
So I had to find out the facility director and found out his name and made an appointment. Okay, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I was getting married and went to San Francisco.
Okay.
For my honeymoon. Okay. So I'm thinking in San Francisco. So I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco.
Nah. Been to Anaheim,
but
LA.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you got the wharf over there. You got all these, Robin Williams used to live out there. Sean Connery, Danny Glover, and all these places. It's absolutely beautiful. So I was thinking about, what am I going to name my company?
Right.
So I'm sitting here thinking, well, then it's popped in my head. I said, okay, I'm looking at a pizza place. Am I going to go to Lamar's Pizza, or am I going to go to Chicago crust, thin, deep, crispy, all the toppings you can eat pizza place?
Right.
I'm going to that one.
Right.
Even though my pizza's better. So when I got back, I named my company the San Francisco Upholstery Group.
Gotcha.
That being said, because I wanted to say, look, I'm from San Francisco. I'm opening up a division here in Tampa. Remember, there's no Google, so they're not checking me out. Yep. So I could say whatever I wanted to say. They're going to believe me.
Right, you in sales.
So I had a meeting with McDonald's, met with the facilities director, and then he says, San Francisco? Man, me and my wife just went there last week. I said, really? Now, remember, I just got back there from there too. And I said,
right.
Did you go to this place, this restaurant, this? I'm talking like I'm a local. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, we didn't get there. I was like, oh, man, it's a great place. How about, did you go to this area called Haight? There's a lot of movie stars that used to live there. Danny Glover, Robin Williams. Oh, no, we went by. Well, did you go to Chinatown? No, man, you guys missed this. It's beautiful. The weather was great. Anyway, we talked about San Francisco for about 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, we had to get out back on topic, what we were really there for.
Right.
So then it was like, okay, go to the McDonald's on Fowler and give me a price to redo the whole restaurant. Mm-hmm. So I figured early on that the best product in sales is you. Okay? You are the product.
Yep.
You could be selling pencils, erasers, cars. If you do not have...
Preaching.
If you don't have... These people don't like you.
Yep.
Okay? Your aura that you project, you come in, you'll notice certain people that walk by you, whether they're in the mall, and they'll look at you, they might smile, they might nod their head.
Notice that too?
It's because the aura you carry.
Yeah. Or they say nothing at all.
They say nothing. Or you got those runs.
Straight face.
Don't even look at you. You'll walk down steps by each other. It's like,
don't even look at, no eye contact.
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah.
But you walk by and you see a lady or you see a man and hello.
Give your head nod.
It's your aura.
Yeah.
Okay. So people pick up your aura. That's why the best product that you can sell is yourself first. Mm-hmm. If people don't connect with you, no matter what you're selling, they're not going to buy. Mm-hmm. So I was blessed to figure out that, okay, I need to have a good aura. I need to have a good presentation. I'm the best product.
I like that.
Sell.
I like that.
So I did, and then that's where the name the San Francisco Upholstery Group came.
Gotcha. I love that. That's a good story. I appreciate that. So before owning a restaurant and before the upholstery group, what were you doing professionally?
So I probably worked about 40 jobs and got fired from all of them. I tell you,
so it's like, why'd you get fired? It's like, well, probably because you should have been working for yourself.
Yeah. So I was listen. When I tell you I was a sky cap, if you don't know, was the guys that take your luggage at the airport.
Okay.
And we made bank.
Yeah.
I was a bellman at the Marriott.
Okay.
You know what a bellman is?
Yeah.
I worked for a shoe department. I worked for sporting goods. I'm telling you, I was a busboy. I was a dishwasher.
Oh, you was in there.
And listen, I think every person needs to learn how to become or work in a dishwasher or a busboy. Yeah. It's because it just humbles you.
Yes, it does.
And it teaches you how to talk to people. Mm-hmm. And you can tell how people are just by how they treat other people that are in that type of field.
I think most service jobs.
Yes.
If you deal with people, it gives you a different perspective on, because when you work with the public, you work with some amazing people, some sick people, nasty people. You get them all. You get them all.
Very so.
But it teaches you, it taught me how to be more appreciative when I'm the customer.
Yes. And what they do.
Yes.
This guy's working hard, man.
Yes.
So you know, because you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
You've done the dishes.
Yep.
You've done the busboy.
Yep.
You've cleaned. I did lawn care service out there in the hot heat. So I appreciate the brothers and sisters that are out there. Working in that sun. It's brutal.
It's hot.
It's brutal. I've cleaned pools. I mean, I've done everything. So I was always trying to find my way and didn't realize every single one of those jobs that I was either getting fired. I mean, I worked at the movie theaters. I mean, I did all kinds of crazy stuff to continue working was that I knew that I needed to be on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was.
Yep.
I knew I needed to be my own.
So what was that defining moment for you?
The defining moment was when 1984, when the World Cup came to Tampa, or when the World Cup came to the United States.
Okay.
And we had a game, I think it was in Orlando. They came, but the World Cup was here. And I went over, because being a soccer player,
Mm-hmm.
I went to a soccer store. When I walked in, I didn't get any. No, they just looked at me like, "Oh, this guy.
Right. Who is he?
He don't want nothing."
Right.
And then another couple walked in, and they went right to go help him. I was like, man, I felt some kind of way.
Yeah.
So I ended up opening a soccer store. Long story short, I opened up a soccer store because I was like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be treated that way. So you know what? I'm gonna open up a soccer store.
Yeah.
So I went and I figured out. So I said, okay. So I said, listen, Nike, Air Jordan, Michael Jordan made Nike. Ron DMC made Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I should be able to get open an account with them.
Right.
Because this black culture, we made these big name brands. I know
Right.
we did. We had a lot to do with them. And I couldn't get open with them.
Wow.
They wouldn't open me. And I did my research and I thought, okay, I'm the first African American black store in the US.
Yeah.
I can't get a soccer. Man. So what I did was I ended up going to TJ Maxx and buying all their Adidas and Nike stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk out that door, that stuff is yours.
Yeah.
You want to sell out of the back of your trunk, you could.
Yep.
I took it to my soccer store, pulled off the tags, put my tags on, and guess what? I had Nike and Adidas.
Yep. There
And
you
I
go.
sold it. And I was very successful at it until Nike and Adidas came in there and tried to shut me down.
Wow. So how did that process go? Because you said you had to go buy it from not a wholesaler, but a store,
A
and then
discount store.
Right. So how long? What was that process like? That takes a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it just made sense that, you know, okay, so Nike and Adidas are telling me that I can't buy. They won't open me up. That don't mean that I can't buy their stuff.
Right.
Listen, if I want to go and order a pair of Adidas shoes,
Mm-hmm.
pay full price, and then go mark them up for $1 and sell them in my store,
Yeah. It's a reseller's market.
they can't.
So then why would they get mad on the back end? So what was that conversation
Well,
like?
because it was like they were like, I'm a very small store, and they wanted me to buy $10,000 to $15,000 worth of merchandise, and I couldn't do that at the time.
Right.
So
you had to start somewhere.
they weren't having it. So they didn't take me serious. That's what it was. They didn't take me serious. And I said, okay. So I went to the off brands. I went to Mizuno. I went to Kappa. I went to Lotto. I went to Calme. I went to Puma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They opened me up easy. And then I was like, well, man, listen, I got all these brands. I said, well, Mizuno sells golf. Mizuno sells volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Puma says basketball. So the athletic director used to be my coach, was at St. Leo University.
Oh, wow.
So I went to St. Leo and I ended up selling the entire athletic. I sold the whole college. I sold the golf department.
What?
I sold rugby. I sold everything.
Oh,
Tennis.
yeah. You found a market.
I found the market. I was like, okay. So, and I'm telling you, I was selling, because a lot of the brands in college,
Mm-hmm.
the football team would wear Under Armour,
Mm-hmm.
and the tennis team would wear lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
The golf team would wear Mizuno. The volleyball team would wear Mizuno, and they had all these different brands.
Right.
So I said, wow, I bet you I could go and sell across every sport and be one guy.
Yep.
And I sold
One-stop shop.
And I sold St. Leo entire program. I was selling their
Wow.
basketball. I was selling.
And that made so once you secure a relationship like that, what people have to realize is when you're building a business, and one of the best things you can do is create residual income.
Yes.
Like that partnership
Yes.
created now you
Yes.
have guaranteed income coming in.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
And as long as you maintain that partnership, do what you're supposed to do, now that allows you to strategically grow your business outside of that so you
Yes.
can focus on more
Yes.
partnerships.
Yes, because that particular, owning that soccer store and then having that allegiance with St. Leo, you got to think about it. The basketball team had 2 sets of uniforms.
Mm.
Then they had a girls program. So that's 4 sets of uniforms. Then they had practice jerseys.
Wow. Oh,
Then-
I didn't even think about that. They got sets, yeah.
And then when summer come, they would do summer camps. So I would have to sell T-shirts
Oh, wow,
for
yeah.
the summer camps. And then
Yeah.
women's summer camp. And this is across every sport. Baseball had their summer camps. Baseball had 2 sets of uniforms.
So how did you, and forgive me for cutting you off, but how did you transition or respond to that from a volume perspective?
So
'Cause
I
obviously,
had help
Yeah,
because
that
it was
came
learning.
in.
It was like, hey, listen, but I was an opportunist.
yes.
So I learned early on also that all money isn't good money. And some of the stuff that I would go after, I would get burned. Yeah. Because I took on too much. I was yes. And when I should have been no, but I had no one teaching me, and it was part of the failure, and I coach. I don't know if I didn't get into this yet, but being a soccer player, one of the ways that I was able to give back to my community was I coached. Okay, so I became a soccer coach, and I coached both my daughters. But before I had my daughters, I was coaching, and I was part of my community. Everybody knew me. I coached U16 boys, U15 boys, and I would just rise up with them. But the one thing that I learned by coaching, because not everybody can be a coach, okay? But one thing that I learned was that I truly enjoyed losing. And people said, okay, I would tell my parents that. Yeah. And because you always have this parent meeting. Okay, guys, listen, my name is Coach Lamar. I played at USF. I played at Chamberlain High School. I've been playing this for a long time. Right. And when we go to tournaments, I'm always going to put the boys, now I do girls, but I'm going to put the boys up in the age group level. So for you 14s, we're playing you 15s. Or we might even play you 16 boys. Okay, we're going to push the guys. And they were like, you're going to lose. I said, that's the point. So they couldn't understand. They were like, why do you enjoy losing? And I was just looking at these. Now, these are people that own businesses and stuff. Right. Does it register in your head what failure, what losing does to you? Because if we lose a game, I promise you the next game, we won't lose that way. Right. And if we continue losing, at some point, we are going to turn a corner and we are not going to lose that way again. Because there might be 10 ways to lose. Well, we've lost all 10 ways. There's nothing else. It's almost like hitting the bottom. Right. All you can do is go up. You can figure it out. Yeah. So we would lose and lose and lose. People, they would turn their back and throw knives on my back and just couldn't understand the concept. Yeah. Then that turning point came. And when I looked like a genius, this guy is the best thing. Yeah. And I tried to explain to them is that, listen, not only are we losing, but we're teaching these young boys how to become men in life. We're not just, I'm teaching these girls more than just losing on the soccer field. I'm teaching how to go within yourself. Right. Because losing sucks. It does. Failing sucks. But what do you learn? It's the same thing with your relationships. In your marriage, if you get divorced, you don't want to get divorced again. You don't want to get divorced a third time. And then sometimes it takes 1-2 times. It takes 1 to 2 times to fail in the business. And it doesn't mean that when you fail, that you're not a good entrepreneur. This is not for me. You have to look at it. It's part of it. It's what you're doing. The guy from Dyson, he failed and he didn't become successful until he was like 56. Yeah. I don't know if I want to wait that long. Yeah, no, you don't. But it was just crazy. That's just inspiring to see. So the failures, I enjoyed the failing part, and I figured that out early on about failing. That's a process, and what I tell people all the time is that's a muscle that resolve. People talk about resolve and how do you bounce back. Because that's really what I've learned, and just in my short journey, what's kind of separated a lot of people who have quit or, who've had to go back and get a job or just, whatever. That's not wrong, but that resolve, your ability to be able to respond to getting punched, and I've had I tell you, man, I had something, I'll share this story. I can share this story now. There was a time where in the first part of my business where my lights got cut off, and it was one of the most humbling experiences. I cried. I was by myself. I didn't know. I'd never been in a position like that, and it was just me. And so I have a fish tank. I mean, a lot of people have had that situation. So it's not like life and death. Yeah. But when this is you and you don't know, it's like, all right. Yeah, it's different. It's different. And so I'm looking I got a fish tank, right? And so I look at my fish tank. They ain't got no power, bro. They ain't got no power. So I'm over here looking at my fish tank, man. I'm like, sorry, y'all. I failed y'all. Yeah. Thank God I don't have children yet to have. Now, God forbid, I would never. Jesus. Yeah. But it was just one of those experiences where it was like, okay, you have to learn how to deal with that so you can move forward. Correct. Because some people would have been like, all right, this is it. I'm done. All right, you're right. And so, but I think that when people identify what outcomes they want, correct, it helps you to justify
the decisions you make it means to get there. Obviously, if they're morally
100%.
correct to get there. But anyway, so now let's shift over to your transition where you started to become your own boss, like full time. So what did that look like? Because you started to work.
Right, started to work. So I was getting fired. Then I started the upholstery company. And got McDonald's was my first my first customer. Then after I figured that, okay, so I got McDonald's, naturally Burger King.
Okay.
Then I went to IHOP. Then I went to Village Inn. Then I went to Red Lobster. Then I went to Olive Garden. Then I just started picking up everybody.
So you sold the soccer store and then went to upholstery?
so excuse me, to back up, I had the soccer store first. And then when I got shut down eventually got shut down because my partner with me stuck me in the back and he became my competitor and forced me out.
Hold on. We got to talk about that. Because I think it's important because I've had a similar experience with a business partner. And I was always told that you don't really become a business owner until you either experience something like that and you really have to grow through. I had never been betrayed by a friend before. Like that. Right. And that level and that magnitude, especially somebody who you go into business with and trust. Right. So talk to me about how you were able to, one, manage that emotionally, and then also how to manage that from a business perspective so financially you could recoup. So from an emotion part, it really hurt because, especially me coming from a part where I like people. You're my boy, you're my girl, you're my friend. I trust you, right? Because I wouldn't do that to you. But the point is, not everybody's like you. And I will tell everybody that listens to this podcast or can see it, if you can do it by yourself. Please. Yes, you can. You need people to help you, but make sure you own and control 51% of it. Okay? So if shit does go left, you're going to be all right. Right. And have some clauses in there and non-competes, all that kind of stuff, and make sure that you're in a position that if it does go left, because you have to build from the bottom up. You always have to go into business that one day we are going to fight. We're not going to like each other, and this is going to go. What's the worst things that could happen? You've got to have that conversation with yourself. Yep. Everybody should have that conversation with themselves first, just like an insurance policy or death insurance. You don't like to talk about it, but it's necessary. Necessary, get it, and then put it under, file it, and put it under. Yep. But it's there if it comes up. Right. Same thing with having a partner, what that looks like. And as far as the, again, emotional part, it sucks, it's terrible, but you need to go through it. You just hope that you go through it at an early stage, and it could be your family, it could be your best friends, it's usually those people. It could also be somebody who you would not think, it could be the second person that brought somebody in, it could be those people, then those two who plotted, turned around, and they both leave you. I mean, every scenario. So if you can do it by yourself, do it by yourself. Yeah. But if you can, and to get through it emotionally, it's going to take some time, but it's just part of your growing pains. Yeah. And I've kind of had to learn that too, because I'll tell you, and it's just trying to be transparent. I think it's important to be transparent with people who want to be in business, because you have to have those tough conversations. But when that happened to me, it became a lot harder to trust my own decision making. Yeah. As a decision maker and being like the boss, it's like, damn, I can't even trust myself. Correct. Like I'm not even smart enough to even protect me from idiots. So how did you overcome that piece of it? Well, I mean, at some point, or was that even an issue for you? You know, you got to look at yourself, because when I failed a lot. I've had 40 jobs, at least I'm fired from all of them. I've had 5 or 6 different business ventures. Some of them have just crashed and burned. I've lost, a couple $1 million at least. But I've always been saying, okay, God's given me the opportunity. I'm blessed. He gives me the foresight to be able to remake it and do it again. So brush it off. Don't sweat it. Yeah. Just keep moving, because you sit there and you sulk at it and you think about it, it's going to eat you up. You have to listen, again, it's a game out here. Yeah. If you were to quit and sulk, and every time that you lost, you might as well forget it. Yeah. And that's with life, right? You can't just sit here and go, man, it's not going good for me. And then what are you going to do? Quit? And you're just going to be a bum? Yep. And you're just not going to be worth nothing? And no, you got to be like, okay, man, slap yourself in the face and have a pep talk. Yeah.
pray again, and just let's go.
Keep going.
You can't be cried over. So that's what you got to do. You can't be crying over spilled milk, man. You got to just keep it going.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of the restaurant and that type of industry, so how do you stay profitable in a competitive business like that? 'Cause that's tough. That's a tough
it's
industry.
tough, but you got to have different. So I'm involved in Kiki's and I'm involved in Jeremiah's Italian Nice.
Tell me about. I've never heard of Jeremiah's. Tell me about Jeremiah's.
So Jeremiah's is there's actually one right down the street, but it's Italian Nice with kind of like a Slurpee. So it's like vanilla ice cream with a Slurpee.
Okay.
And they do a cookie, they do an icicle, they do all kinds of stuff, and those things make really good money. I was able to get involved in one of those things, and I was able to purchase 2 franchise. So we're in the process.
And you're into that. I'm sorry I keep interjecting, but this because you keep seeing these keywords and things. Because I actually interviewed somebody. His name is Bryant Sales. Shout out to my boy Bryant.
Right, Brian.
So he works with people and buys and sell them different franchises. And so people who have money, who want to get in business, but they don't necessarily want to build it from the ground up. They more so want turnkey.
Yes.
And so how was that? Was that kind of the route you were looking for?
No, I was looking for ground up, boots on the ground, and being involved in it so I can understand. Because, for you to try to just throw your money out there, me personally, if you try to go out there and throw your money and say, I just want a piece and cut, then when things don't go right, you don't understand. So to me, it's better to be boots on the ground, come from the bottom up through the business so you can understand. When people say, oh, it takes too long to do something. No, I was there. I know how long it takes.
Right.
It's too hard. We can't do that. No, you got to be involved in the business if you want to own a business. You can't just come out and just buy a piece. Now, there's people that invest, but you take the risk of not knowing who's running the money, who's the manager, who's this guy, who's that guy. So, I recommend if you're going to invest in something, you got to be a part of it.
Got to have some level of touch.
Some level of touch.
Yep. So, as you became competitive and figuring that whole piece out, what were some of the strategies? Because you know what, I don't want to ask that question. What made you decide to go with Kiki's or go with Jeremiah's? Like, what made that a good franchise for you?
Because both of those franchises, they make money. They make pretty decent money, especially Jeremiah's. Jeremiah's, you hitting them over the head with Jeremiah's. You make some really good profit margins with that. Kiki's is you make good money. It's a long term, but you're steady quarterly. You can do very well with those. But the whole point is that what I try to do with these types of businesses, I try to lay a foundation so I can prepare it for it to sell one day.
Right.
So everything that I get involved in, I'm always having in the back of my mind, I might sell this one day.
What's your exit strategy?
What's my exit strategy? What it looks like? When do I want to go out? Am I going to pass it to my daughters? If they do, what's their exit strategy look like? So I try to think, 20, 30 years down the line. So, and then put something in place. So when they go, they already have something in place.
Right.
And hopefully they understand that to put something in place for them in the next 2
legacy.
Continue. Right. So, you try to build, different divisions of my business. I have, in a pressure washing division. I clean and retreat stage curtains, the big giant stage curtains that you see at the Performing Arts Center and Walt Disney and Busch Gardens. We do it for Hillsborough County Schools. We also have a janitorial division of that. I have a company that is SAM registration. We're a third party. We can connect you with and making sure that you're compliant with to do work for the government. You have to have a SAM number for that. And it's like a special number to identify your business and what you do.
Right.
So the whole key to continue to stay profitable in everything is you got to look at it as a pie, and you got to diversify your pie. Right. So you got to have this running over here, this over here, this over here, and then once you have that pie, you've got to replicate yourself. So I need 5 Lamars. Okay. So while I'm here talking to you, I'm actually in 2 other places right now.
And that's what I want. I was just going to ask that follow-up question. So you're in a point in your career, I'm assuming this, you're in a point in your career where you work hard, but your work looks different.
Correct.
So how, because obviously you got businesses, and that sounds good to the average person, right? But on a day-to-day, how are you able to manage that without overwhelming and just burn out? Like,
so what I try to do is I try to grow everything at 1% per month. Okay, so that gives me 12% per year if it's done correctly. I can handle 1%. Anybody can handle 1%.
Right.
Okay. I also time block. So from 9
Man, you an ADD person. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
So
I got to do it too.
So from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock,
Yep.
If somebody calls me about upholstery, as much as I want to just like,
Yep.
I can't. And it takes such a hard skill because sometimes the answer could be just like, man, can I pick up the phone?
Right there.
If I go say, yes, it is. Okay, thank you. I'm deviating from my time block. So don't answer it. Don't respond back. Don't send the email. Stick to the time block and go from 9 to 10. It's all about pressure washing. From 10 o'clock to 11, it's all about upholstery. Or, I got a lot of stuff going on from upholstery. So from 10 to 12, I do upholstery. Other than that, listen, if you don't make it in that window, I'm not thinking or working on upholstery until tomorrow.
Right.
From 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, it's restaurant stuff. Any problems after 2 o'clock, they go tomorrow.
So when you rest or when you have family time?
So when I so as an entrepreneur, it's a tough balance. And that's the key. Because you got to sacrifice. You can't have both ways. I don't care how much money you got or how successful you are, you can't have it both ways. And let me tell you, call me a liar, but anybody who tells me to have it both ways is lying. You can't. Because you can't continue to have and be successful if you're not involved that. That's going to be missing your daughter or your son's baseball or soccer game, being late to a meeting, to an event. You just can't do it because now you can do it on a very small scale if you want to be like, okay, I'm good. And that's everybody's comfort level. But if you want to go King Kong and you want to destroy them, you got to make sacrifices. And either your business sacrifices or your family sacrifices. One of the two, because believe me, and it's always, as people, we make our family sacrifice, which we shouldn't, but we do. We make our family sacrifice, and then they complain, but yet they love being on that vacation, though. They love having that new car. They like those benefits from it, but they don't like the work that you got to put in.
Right.
So it's tough. Now, that's why I say you try to prepare everything for sale, because hopefully you're smart enough to be able to find a way that you can do that residual income.
So what are some adjustments that you've had to make throughout just fatherhood, and even as a husband? What adjustments have you had to make to make that better for you, to work that within your working style?
So you got to find a way to trust people. And hopefully, again, you can't do it by yourself. You need 5 of you, and you cannot be in 5 places. Okay. And what I mean that I'm in 3 places right now, meaning that I have somebody working there that I trust. Now, could that person go left and go right? Absolutely, they're human. Okay. Do I pray they don't? Yes, they don't. They've been with me for 10, 15 years, so it looks like we're pretty good.
We're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right. But and you have to try to find, because family, at the end of the day, your family's important and your health is important.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you're sick,
can't work.
None of this matters.
Now as an entrepreneur, you can't work.
No, none of it matters. You can't even go to work.
No.
Even if you're not an entrepreneur.
Can't generate money.
Can't do anything.
Nope.
So, you got, I've been able to take a step back, even though I'm a little crazy, and people that know me know that I'm everywhere. But as you get older, you got to be like, look, this run ain't gonna last forever. So you've got to try to start position yourself and trust people, and pass it to the next generation. Find the young woman or find the young man and teach them and try to show, look, this is $1 million business. You can have it if you do this. If you come and you learn and be mentorship and take it over and step back, because we need to teach each other. We didn't have anybody teaching us too much. I fell into this. Yeah. I had to learn this the hard way. I had to fail a lot of times, but I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't do that. Yeah. I can only shortcome some of the failings of the next person, but they're going to fail. I can tell my daughters, you guys going to fail. You're going to fail hard. It's just how you're going to prepare to fail from. All I'm trying to do is just tell you, they're coming, and maybe you try to have a couple things in place when they do come.
This is how you respond.
Yes.
Yep. So what would you say is one mistake that you've made that you never want to repeat?
Taking on too much. Again, I think I said it earlier, all money isn't good money. So, if someone says, hey, I got $1 million deal, you want to go do it? Absolutely, you go do it. And when you finish the sweat, blood, and tears, you only made 10 grand. It's $1 million though. Okay, how did you do that?
Yeah.
You think, oh man, if I'm in $1 million business, I'm gonna make $1 million. No,
Right.
you're not.
Right. That's what you take home.
Because the headache
Yep.
and the problem. So, you have to be careful of taking on everything and being a yes man.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid of asking for help. Because you got to remember, you ask for help early on, those people will respect you and they'll use you again. Hey, I think this project might be too big. Would you mind coming on being a partner with me?
Mm-hmm.
We can sit down and figure this out together, because at the end of the day, if you and I can complete this, I hope that we've worked together, I've made a new partner, and maybe some of your things you might bring me on to some of your stuff.
Right, projects, yep.
So, don't be afraid of your competition. Use them as your partner.
Right, I like that. So, what's the next business? Any future plans?
So, if I had to make a wish, and one, I want to do a small micro movie studio.
Okay.
That's because everybody has a story to tell.
Yep.
And we need a platform on how to tell it. We need things like podcasts, like we're talking about. I mean, listen, how come there isn't been in the last 20 years of a movie of an entrepreneur guy?
We have them. I'll tell you, man. We've had them, and I think they do well. And there was a show on Vice by a guy named John Henry, and he went and interviewed different startups and businesses and just people who've been running businesses. Right. Just talking about, it was one of my favorite shows. There's another guy I can't.
But there's shows.
There's shows, right? Not movies.
There's not a movie that's been made.
Yeah.
And so having a movie studio, it'd be great to really sit down and with technology today, you can turn this into a micro studio, and we don't need.
Netflix just announced yesterday that the first fully AI generated movie was done. They just completed it, and it saved them a ton of money and all this extra stuff.
And it's only going to get better.
Yep.
So so that's that. But that's the wish. Maybe I need to make sure that I have what I have. Yeah. Is moving in the direction that I want it to move, and making sure that my daughters are going to be informed and well received of this when I decide to move on or my time comes. Right. And I'm upstairs looking at them down, and hopefully they're doing some of the right stuff. Oh yeah. So I got one last shift for you. It's called the Econics 10. I got 10 questions for you. Got some fun ones in here. Okay. So just rock with me. Now, what would you title this chapter in your life? The beginning. The beginning? I like that. Number 2, what superpower would you have? Foresight. I like foresight. Don't get me, I'm an anime fan. That's actually an anime character. His name is Foresight. What would you invest in right now if money was not an issue? People. All right. If you were not doing this, and this could be any of your businesses, what would your other profession be? I'd be playing soccer. There you go. All right. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who's coming? I'm sorry? 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who's coming to your dinner? 5 people? 5 people. God first. Let's go. My father, Martin Luther King, Kobe Bryant. Let's go, Kobe. And my mom. Let's go. We like Kobe. You a Kobe fan. I like you. I like a good list. Now, number 6, celebrity crush. Sophia Bigger. She bad. What is something that the average person would not know about you? I'm quiet. I like that. Meaning, you said before. So y'all, before we started the podcast, we were having a side conversation. He said he likes to work in ghost mode. Yes. Can you explain that? So I learned from my father early on about not letting people see what you do and telling people what you do. So, and that's how he presented it to me. Don't tell what you do and don't let people see what you're doing. Just do it. I figured it out to work in ghost mode. And that's how I coined the phrase now. And ghost mode to me is don't let them see you. Yeah. Just don't let them see you coming. And by the time they see you, it's too late. Yeah. Because they can't knock you out. You're too high. You made enough money. And we didn't know that he owned. Of course you didn't know. Right. Okay. You didn't see me, and I don't want you to see me. Yep. I like that. So this one you kind of already answered, but what is your favorite productivity hack? You mentioned time blocking earlier. You got anything else that you use? I pray. Yeah. I pray a lot, and I ask God to, to bless me and protect me. I pray a lot.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things besides my foresight that I ask that I need.
That discerning spirit.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's not your plan, it's God's plan, right?
Yeah.
And you can't control what you can't control. So control the controllables. And at the end of the day, you got to throw your hands up and say, God, right?
Here you go.
You got it.
Here you
Just
go.
tell me what you want me to
Right.
do. I'm here.
At this point,
I'm going to keep going.
whew.
If this is what you want me to do,
Right.
Everybody asks me, sometimes if you call me, hey, Lamar, what you doing? I'm out here, I'm chopping wood. Every day we out here chopping wood.
Chopping wood. Yep.
That's
Breaking it down. Number 9, name 3 most influential people in your life.
God first, my mother and my father.
Like it. Number 10, PB&J or grilled cheese.
Peanut butter and jelly.
You were right. You're right, man. You're the right man. Y'all, that is our podcast for today. Last thing before I let you get up out of here, just tell everybody where they can find you, how they can support you, and then go from there.
So I don't really do a lot of social media stuff. I follow my girls on it. So, but the name of my company is the San Francisco Upholstery Group, .com, and just ask. If I need to be found, you'll find me.
There you go. I like it. And guys, that is today's episode of Econics Talk Show. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Peace.
Yes, sir.